If you ever make videos on YouTube and you use music in that video, it's very, very important that you use music that is royalty free and it has no copyrights attached to that music. Basically, every song that's made out there could either be royalty free, where you could basically license that song or get permission to use it in anything you create, or it may have copyright attached to it. So pretty much any song you may hear on radio or Spotify, those type of songs have copyrights. Most popular songs have copyrights. So you can't just go ahead and use those on your YouTube videos. YouTube has this automated detection system for exactly this issue. And they may do a couple of things. They may give you a copyright strike if you use music you don't have permission to use. And they may not give you a copyright strike, but they may demonetize that video or mute that video entirely would be your other option. So what I recommend is use some of these resources that I'm gonna go over in this video to get your music completely copyright free and royalty free, so then you don't have to worry about this issue in the future. And the weird part is, and the main reason I wanted to make this video, I actually, one of my older videos on one of my old channels got a copyright strike like this, and it was for a video that was unlisted. It wasn't even a public video, so I had no idea that could even happen to unlisted videos. And this is before I learned about royalty free and no copyright music. This is a video I had made 8 years ago that suddenly got this notification on my email. So in this video, I'll show you 3 different options for royalty-free music, and I'll kind of give you the pros and cons for each one. Let's jump in. Now, the very first one is by YouTube. YouTube actually gives you permission to use free music using this platform. And this is just inside of my YouTube Creator Studio here. And the option is down here called Audio Library. Now with this, you have free music and you have free sound effects to choose from. Now, when I started with YouTube, I did use some of these because they're very easy to use. You know you will never get into any issues because this is what YouTube is providing to you. So in order to use any of these, you could go ahead and see the license type here. So it says you're free to use this track on any of your videos, including monetized videos, and no attribution needed. Attribution means sometimes in some songs, you have to credit whoever created the music in the description of your video. So some of these will say that. So I would hover over the agreement here and make sure you have no attribution is required, just to make it a little bit easier. You don't have to add anything later in the description section. And you could check by duration if you want something longer. There are much longer songs here as well, much shorter ones here too. You could sort them by newest or oldest here as well, and you could change the mood here by using the filter tab up here. And then when you like a song, you just press download right here next to that song, and it will download this song as an MP3 file to your computer, and then you could add it in the editing process. So obviously the pros is that this is right inside of YouTube, very easy to use. And the biggest problem I have with this, it is extremely limited, only 1,500 songs. And 1,500 may sound like a lot, but actually because of the different types of moods, there are not just that many options in different type of moods or genres that you'll find here. And because I want to speed up the editing process, I don't like to try to go through this with that limited option. So I haven't used this for a few years. And I also don't like that it downloads an MP3 file, because you could use other formats like WAV files, and those are just much better quality than a compressed MP3 file. Your other option is just using YouTube and looking up no copyright music, and there are channels here that give you link to downloading no copyright sounds over here as well. And there's a lot of them that you could go ahead and search on YouTube. I've only used this one time because my problem with this is I don't know if these people will change their mind in the future, right? Right now, this may be no copyright free, but then what about if they change their mind? I don't want to get into any kind of issues because they're not going to give you any type of documentation on a lot of these. But again, when I have my channel monetized, I don't want to worry about it too much. This song has 24 million views. Many videos may have this exact same song in them, and I want my songs to be more unique than millions of people having the same song in their videos. But the pro is it has no copyright, and again, it's right inside of YouTube, making it very easy to access. But the solution I use is called Envato Elements, and I'll put a link in the description of this video for you to sign up with this platform. Now, I've made other videos about this as well, but look at this. I just came over to the music tab here, and I have almost 100,000 royalty-free audio tracks to choose from, and they add to it all the time. So instead of the 1,500 or so in the audio library, look at this. I could refine it by just about anything I want, and I still would get thousands of results. And I could sort by popularity or by the latest music here and use the latest if I like, and popular actually does a really good job giving you really useful options. So same thing as before, you would just go ahead and press download, and this gives you the license for the song. So if you were ever to have any issues, you have a simple commercial license here that you could send to anyone that needs proof even in the future. And this also has this thing called tempo on the left side. This I use all the time because if I'm using something as a background sound, maybe I want something closer to slow so it sounds more like background music. And I could also make sure it has no vocals as well. So I use these all the time to find background music. But if I want to edit to a beat, sometimes I like to use faster tempos or upbeat tempos and use those instead. But you have so many filtering options to really refine and speed up picking music. I hate spending a lot of time trying to find a good song, so I want quality songs that I could easily filter, and this allows me to do that. And then I just bring in that WAV file, which is much better than an MP3 file, into my editing software. I use this software called Adobe Premiere Pro to edit all my videos. But all I have to do to make something a background song is I grab it and I put it down here, and then I just reduce the volume here. So there's a bar over here in most editing software where you could reduce the volume. And then I either pick a different longer song here if I wanted to go through the video, or I just keep it here and I just fade it out here with a transition if I just wanted to play through the intro of the video, which is what I do in most cases. I do have free tutorials on this channel on pretty much every editing software out there. So depending on what kind of editing software you have, make sure you watch the tutorial on figuring out how to add music to your software as background music. And if you haven't seen my other videos on Envato Elements, this actually is the same place I get a lot of my other things, such as stock photos and graphics from for YouTube as well. So a lot of times I will not only use music from here and sound effects as well, but I would also use these video templates to create my animation opening for my YouTube videos. I use a lot of my stock videos from this platform, and I would just download these the same way I download my music files. And I do the same thing for stock photos. And this has a ton of options. As you can see, 3.2 million royalty-free stock photos. I could refine them here by color and orientation as well, and a ton of other categories here that you could explore. And this is all under the same subscription bundle. So since I have the bundle here, I get everything from one place. So I don't have to worry about stock photos from one place and sound effects from another, music from another. I get everything from this platform. So if you're just starting out, it might be okay to spend a little bit of time to try to explore and find something completely for free using the first two options. But I do recommend usually to spend a little bit of money to get that whole subscription to Envato Elements and get access to all kinds of music files and so much more that you could explore again with the link below. I hope you found this video useful. Make sure you subscribe for easy to follow content like this, and I'll see you next time.